Hello, everyone. So today we have an interesting story for you. So to put a little bit of backstory to this, me and Matt are in an open relationship. What that means is like we have other relationships going on while we're also in our main relationship, if you want to put it that way. We just don't believe in monogamy, saying that I'm only dating one guy and he's only dating one girl. But that's fine with both of us for the moment. Um, Anyways, so I'm on this dating app, and I start getting this text from this guy, and he's kind of weird looking. How do you describe him?
Looking like Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, okay. He looks kind of weird, kind of scary, but he's fine, you know? I accept weirdness, it's fine, whatever. As long as you're a decent person, I don't really care, so I answer back like, hey, yeah, I'm not really interested in you as a partner or anything like that, but we could definitely be friends. I don't see why not. And he started making offers for like obviously something more, and I quickly turned him down and said no because I wasn't into that. But I told him if you wanted to be friends, sure, why the hell not? So he asked for my number, and I gave it to him, and we started arranging plans to meet up. And I made it very clear that this would be a 420 friends kind of session thing, and he seemed okay with that at the time. He did. He seemed very chill with it. But then, like, and he gave me his address and whatever. So we go over there. And so we start smoking a little bit, and then we're playing this game. We're playing Mario Kart. Meanwhile, I don't do Mario Kart really well, especially when high. I'm really bad at Mario Kart as is.
Mm.
And he obviously played it fairly often because he was like killing it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell he was like super bored with it after like 2 races.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then we decided to get in a hot tub. Was that before or after he showed us our figurine collection?
Oh no, that was while Becca was changing, he kept trying to peep, so I had to go into his room with him to look at his figurine collection of painted figurines. And as he was showing me, he was giving me a little backstory to them. Apparently, he spends about 2 to 5 hours per figurine.
Okay, now this is cool though. I actually thought it was pretty cool because that would take a lot of talent. They're like that big of figurines, and he hands paints them, and they're so detailed, and I thought it was really cool. But
I thought it was cool, but it was like not the hobby for me. He had like 5,000 of them. I don't have that much time.
Well, you do. You just put it into other things.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, so we go into the hot tub after that, and we're sitting there and we're just hanging out, and Matt decides to roll a J. So we're like chilling and whatever, and he's going over to roll a J, and he's taking forever. And this guy, we'll call him Paul, he leans over and he puts his hand on my knee, and he's like, kind of looking at me like, is that okay? And he says, is that okay? I'm like, the hell? What are you talking about? Like, kind of deal. I kind of give him this look like, what? And he promptly takes his hand off and just sits there again. And then I kind of scooted over because I didn't know what he was going to do. And whatever, you know? So you came back and we all started smoking, and there was this awkward moment where Matt handed off the joint to Paul, and he couldn't take it because his hands were in the water. So he was like, oh, and he just started smoking it while Matt was holding it. So there was this awkward, very, I want to say gay, but that doesn't. I'm not using it as a slam. It was just very homosexual moment where he was just smoking it from his hands, and it was very weird.
It was very awkward.
Yes. And then after that, we all decided to go back inside because it looked like there was thunderstorms happening, so we all go back inside and we get all settled in with a movie and whatever.
Meanwhile, when we were in the hot tub, there's a bunch of trees around, but we saw lightning. We saw one, and we're like, okay, maybe that was the only one. And he was like, oh yeah, we'll be fine. And then, like, we saw, like, one or two more, and then we're like, okay, we need to get out. And he's like, oh no, there's a bunch of trees around, we'll be okay.
Okay.
Like, a bunch of trees, the thing that's most conductive.
In water. We're safe.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So when we get back in, we knew we were gonna set up a movie and whatever, so we go to get changed, and the guy, like, totally, like, Paul, like, totally, like, peeped, like, 4 different times, and he was like, oh, you guys done? And then she'd walk out knowing we weren't done, and be like, oh, sorry, and rush back in. It was really weird. It happened, like, 4 times, and it was like, okay, whatever. And then after that, we're all dressed and settled, and whatever, and so we sit down, and I'm sitting with Matt, and Paul's sitting on the other couch, and we start watching this movie, and very suddenly, we weren't even talking about anything, he just goes, we were just watching the movie, and it was kind of quiet, and he just looks over and goes, so, are you guys into sexual stuff? We're like, no.
At first, we're just like, what? And he's like, yeah, you guys into some sexual stuff. And I was just like, immediately, I was just like, no.
I didn't know what to say. I didn't expect it, because I thought I put it, like, very clearly, but apparently I didn't. So then I had to, very awkwardly try and block him without hurting his feelings, because I'm always concerned about that. It was very strange. It was just a strange day. We went home shortly after that because it was weird. And he, like, pulled a blanket over himself kind of awkwardly, and, like, I don't know.
Like, right after he asked us, and right after I said no, he instantly pulled up the blanket and started touching himself with tweezers.
Why are you whispering? They can't hear whispers.
Good.
So, anyway. That was our weird story. And a few days later, I got a text on the dating app because I had changed numbers. And I didn't save his number for obvious reasons. And, he's like, hey, didn't hear back from you. You guys didn't have fun. I'm like, yeah, no, it was fine. And then I kind of was hoping he would drop it, and he didn't. So I had to explain to him, yeah, we're not really into that kind of thing. Not like that, anyway. Not with you. And, yeah, it was super awkward. But it made it interesting, and he responded back kind of rude. He was like, oh, I thought you guys were more loose and whatever. And I'm like, I made it clear that we were just doing this for friends. So, whatever. Yeah, well. So that's our interesting story for you today.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, Al.
See you next time.